Good morning and Chodesh Tov. First of all, I hope you're seeing us on the live stream. Thank you, Rabbi Blau, for this wonderful opening video. I feel humbled and honored that I got to spend almost 4 hours with you up in your office to record these words and all the other words that we didn't record. Thank you again. Higid lecha adam ma tov, ומה אדוני דורש ממך? כי אם עשות משפט ואהבת חסד והצנע לכת עם אלוהיך. You have been told, human, what is good and what God asks of you. Only do justice and love kindness and walk humbly with your God. We chose these words from the prophet Micha as the title of this conference. And they sound simple. Do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with God. But these seemingly basic words feel exceedingly hard to accomplish at this time. Many in this room are feeling pain and concern. American Jews have been shaken by recent experiences on college campuses and a resurgence of anti-Semitism. On Friday, I briefly saw and hugged my dear friend Effie Shom, whose son was killed in Gaza. Many of you in this room would typically be in Central Park right now, shouting, "Bring them home now and seal the deal." And we watch with horror the news from Gaza and the increasing settler violence in the West Bank. Collectively in this room, we have Jewish pain and Palestinian pain and Israeli pain and American pain and human pain, as well as all of our personal pains. My name is Esther Sperber, and together with our amazing organizing committee, Rachel Landsberg, Tirza Leibovich, Arnold Franklin, Adi Malel, Sophia Freudenstein, and Emily Einhorn, I want to welcome you again to this inaugural Smol Emuni US conference. Thank you in advance also to all our speakers and moderators and volunteers and donors and to our co-sponsors from Baruch College. I grew up in Jerusalem and came to the US in 1997. And despite my very privileged immigration, I know English, I have a passport, I often feel like a bit of an outsider. Too Israeli, too American, too Orthodox, too lefty. This can be lonely. I suspect some of you in this room feel lonely too. Let's try this. This isn't my normal thing, but raise your hand if you have recently felt anxious while listening to a Dvar Torah at your shul. Raise your hand if there are some family members that you just avoid talking about American politics or Israeli politics. Raise your hand if you wrote some emails to complain about something to your kids' camp or school or, oh, this is not so bad. If you've experienced any of these, you're in the right place. You're in the right place not because you're going to agree with everything said. We have speakers and an audience from a variety of backgrounds, and someone is probably going to say something that offends you or triggers you and annoys you. But you're in the right place because you're within a community that is willing to join, to have a difficult conversation, to listen with empathy, and to affirm our Jewish values and a vision for the future. But we're not here only to find a community, though that would be wonderful. We feel it is really urgent for us to be here and speak up. I feel there are two big interconnected crises that are happening right now. The first one, which is the most unpleasant and most urgent, is in the Israeli-Palestinian arena. For 17 months, Israel has been fighting a war in response to the savage October 7th attack. 59 hostages are still in Gaza, and missiles were yet again shot towards Tel Aviv last night. During this time, our American community has provided Israel with unwavering support. We refrained from questioning Israel's military strategy, its lack of political plan for the day after, and the staggering civilian death toll. Last week, Israel chose to end the ceasefire and resume its military campaign, killing over 400 people, including 174 children, on that first day. On the news, I see an apocalyptic landscape of gray dust and hungry children. It's the 21st century, yet in Gaza, donkeys seem to be pulling carts on dirt roads. For me, this is both deeply upsetting and very confusing. How can this thing happen in a place and by people that I love so much? I don't have an answer for this. But this confusion cannot distract us from the actual facts. Perhaps a call to end the war from people like us, who love and care for Israel, could be heard. The second crisis is a spiritual one. I fear that our Jewish religious tradition has been smotriched from us by extremists who speak a language of revenge, power, Jewish supremacy, laced with a disdain for diaspora Jews, science, LGBTQ people, and Western values. It's incumbent on us to embrace and teach a different kind of Torah, one which affirms that all people are created in the image of God and have the right to equality and safety. One based on love and care and, yes, humility. We are excited to join and collaborate with the Smol Emuni group that formed in Israel loosely 2 years ago. We're hoping to create a movement that promotes this vision of Judaism, to create new and uncover old Torah, and to normalize the ethical values in our observant and Orthodox community. So what do we have on our program today? So many of you have printed programs, and there's a QR code if you don't. In just a few moments, I'm going to welcome David Myers, who will introduce and moderate our morning panel, which will be closed by Ruth Messenger speaking to us about hope and change and through activism. Then we're going to have a 45 minutes, not an hour, lunch and mincha break, followed by our 5 amazing breakout sessions that will be between 2 and 3, and I will introduce those breakout sessions at the end of this plenary. We'll have then a short break and return here for the afternoon plenary. I would like to end with one more word of Torah. Today is Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the Jewish month of Nisan. And yesterday we read a special maftir, Parashat HaChodesh. החודש הזה לכם ראש חודשים, ראשון הוא לכם לחודשי השנה. This is a very clunky translation, but this month shall mark for you the beginning of the months. It shall be the first month of the years for you. This verse comes before God instructs the children of Israel to stay at home during the plague of the firstborn and to preemptively prepare for the Exodus with the family lamb roast and bread that turns into matzah. The traditional commentators choose to understand this verse not as an introduction, but as the first commandment given to the Jewish people. It's a commandment to witness the new moon and declare the start of a new lunar month and a new national year. There is an audacity of hope and faith in the choice to mark a historic new beginning on the calendar and to prepare a celebration of liberation while still being enslaved, sheltering at home from God's swirling wrath. In this challenging time, I hope we too can choose to hold on to hope and imagine a future celebration as we accept God's commandment to do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with God.